Hey everybody, I just wanted to give like a cool testimony. I went to the doctors earlier today, and for the last 2 years I had been diagnosed with a really over-the-top bacteria infection. I might not be saying the name right. It's called H. pylori or pilaria. And yes, you could catch it here in the United States, but a lot of times you can catch it in other countries as well. And I had been treated for it 3 times, and 3 times it said that I was positive with it. Like, it was like I couldn't get rid of it. And, you know, of course I went to prayer and I talked to the Lord about it, and I declared, you know I'm healed. And it wouldn't leave it. As a matter of fact, one doctor even said, you just might have to live with it. It's one of those tough bacteria infections that once it comes, it don't want to leave. But I said, no, you know, my body is the temple of God, and I only want the goodness of God abiding on my body and in my body. And I live a healthy lifestyle. Not just being a personal trainer. I mean, I practice what I preach. So how can something unfortunate like that live in my body? So 3 times being treated for it, and it wouldn't leave. Well, the beginning of last year was the last time I got treated for it and tested still positive. And I just said, I am not doing this again. I said, Lord, I'm just going to trust you that I am healed. And that's what I did. And it's funny because right before, I think it was in June, right before we went to Uganda last year, we was at a friend's house, and there was just an atmosphere. We was just worshiping God, and we were just having a good time. And the spirit of faith was just there. And I just said to the girls, some of my girls that I was with, I was like, you know what? I need prayer, and I believe that in this atmosphere, I'm going to receive what I believe. And it's funny because I had one girl, she had her hand on my head, and I could literally feel like heat. It was just amazing, because when God heals people in the Bible, you know, when Jesus was healing people in the Bible, there was all different ways that he did it. So there was not a rule book on how you do it. It's just whatever you hear Jesus tell you to do, that's what you do. And so while she had her hand on my head, I had my eyes closed. And it was funny because I pictured like somebody like slapping me in my stomach. My stomach was bloated because one of the symptoms of that is the bloatness. It makes you sick. There's a lot of other things that goes with it. And I pictured somebody literally punching me in the stomach. So I started laughing to myself because I said, surely that's not going to happen. And before I knew it, another one of my girls, it felt just like what I pictured. It was a punch in the gut. And it literally felt like my stomach just like went back to its normal place. Now this was last year, and I believed from that moment that I was healed. Well, I needed to go to the doctors for some other things that was happening. And I asked the doctor if he could do the test, because I knew inside, but I wanted the doctors to be able to confirm what God did for me. By his stripes, I'm healed. Believers will lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. And sure enough, like, I'm at the doctor's like 10, 15 minutes ago, and the doctor read the first report, and he goes, there's nothing wrong with you. There's no signs of that bacteria infection. And I started laughing inside because I remembered last year where it was, the time it was that God touched my body. And it wasn't that I didn't believe in the doctors, because I was taking the medication 3 times. And so I give God the glory that if there's something that is going on in your body right now, you have the right and authority to speak to it and command it to leave. And the Bible says, and believers will lay hands on the sick and they will recover. And I did recover, and I give God all the glory, and I'm just excited. I'm rejoicing over something that took place last year that was confirmed by the doctors on record. So that is the goodness of the Lord.